Terrible Sight here, and by request, I have been asked to dive back into the Soo Ya Kim murder, 1991. Found in a New York dumpster, stabbed 9 times. This is a sketch of the supposed, suspect, and for some reason, someone was looking at my Bill Gates video, and I don't know, I'm still, mesmerized of how in any way Bill Gates could be involved. I don't know if I did a face comparison with him on this. Probably did. I mean, I've got so many damn videos now, and I gotta look into stuff if I want to go back and remember what I said, but I'm pretty sure I, went over what I thought, theories and ideas. Same person did have one of them suspects that lived in New York at the time. I forgot what his name, but he was I forgot who he was, but now they've came up with a new person. And yes, the similarities in the sketch and the person is very strong, except for one part, and that is the lips. So I will be going over that in a face analyst, but this person has a strong, and the other person, the person mentioned, did not do what this guy did, of course. But the other one, I wish I remembered his name, but I think I do have it up of that person. But he didn't mainly stab people, I believe. This one did, multiple times. But as I was saying to the person in the comment, these days, and even back in the day, it could have been a law enforcement person and, knew of a serial killer and threw them out there. Or, put the sketch up like this to make, stuff like this so it wouldn't blow their cover or whatnot. But it's just insane of what you could come up with, especially scenarios of crooked cops. So it could be you got these serial killers out there, but you got to remember there's always been crooked cops throughout the system, always. And who knows, these cases that stay unsolved or have the scenario of who it could be, and then when people start throwing up, serial killers and suspects, you have to sit there and think and wonder, what if it was a law enforcement or a crooked politician? Don't get me wrong, this also looks like a little bit of like Bill Gates. And that guy was known to cheat on his wife. And, who knows if he had some infatuation of murdering too. But there's so many possibilities, man. And of course, you got to also take into mind that when stuff like this happens, this person plans out carefully and, does it at a time where he or she or, whatever, they know that where there's not going to be a lot of people. They've been stalking this, but I think a lot of killers do stalk their prey. You might as well just say it in that term, stalk their prey. And the way they get away with stuff, man, say like the Delphi murders. I will be going into something on that in another video, but and that's a perfect example, because I think that law enforcement was trying to crack down on their ring out there did something that they shouldn't have done because they got caught up in it, and now trying to point the finger at somebody is literally just, literally fried in the frying pan, trying to burnt to try and get a suspect to cover up the moron that screwed up their whole operation, trying to get that person to be the killer. And I mean, that's a perfect example to use in scenarios like this. So, right, who could be the killer, whether it be a serial killer or just whether it be someone that has that authority and uses it wrong, and let alone gets an adrenaline kick of doing it. So we move on to the screenshot of the collage I made. Hey, look, I made this for my wife. I was hoping she put it on her page. Sobbing Robin. Another thing I want to go over in the polygamy world. But don't you look like that guy with the mask? And she gets pissed off? Yeah. I have to show that. My next picture. A video. I'll tell you that polygamy, I'm glad I can't say that word. I think it's a sick world people live in, man. Sick. But, here he is. Now I forgot his name. But I will have it up in the description anyways. But here we have... Now this guy was known to stab his victims multiple times. The person has claimed that they have researched this and done, research on it for a long time. I mean, talk about someone that gets into their cases is good. I mean, just like I got into the Maura Murray case. And I'll tell you, man, when I ever got and I'm gonna be calling the, that's another case you can look right into for a perfect example. But I'm gonna call the state police about this person who contacted me, just to see if I can come up with something that this person said that I knew something that the police have, but never, ever, revealed it to the public. So that only goes to show all the time I spent of what that information could be. But this person does have a good, strong person of interest here. And what I think people should start, or law enforcement, if it ain't a crooked one. I mean, if they have serial killers, I think they should most likely and definitely start, and they should have done this a long time ago. Keep that serial killer's DNA. Keep it. Doesn't matter if they had anything to test it back in the day. Keep it is right. I mean, there's cases that have been going on long way before DNA or anything came up in the future of technology and law enforcement of finding out, who the killer is. But DNA has been kept long time ago, and cases have been solved because of it. And that genealogy DNA seems to be the one that we've been waiting for. And any serial killer, any murderer, doesn't matter who, how many times they killed. It could be one time. Keep it just in case. Because them dark secrets, the closed closet, what you don't know of a person, could rightfully reveal something in the end. And put that proof where the proof is needed. And not only that, yeah, that's right, how about old law enforcement? Or the crooked ones you think would have something, sneak that DNA and keep it. Whether they have died or whether they know it. I mean, there's a lot of things that go on in these days, boy. And, in the past of crooked law enforcement, and could rightfully have done any type of murder. Any type of murder. And just, blame it on someone else. Anybody can do that. Especially the Delphi murder. Yeah, anyways. As we look into this picture, excuse me. Yes, the glasses. I mean, the eyebrows could be dark enough. The eyes. There's one thing about the eye here. And that, if we are looking at the picture, it's the right eye, but we're going to call it the left eye. Because it's on to our left. As you can see, the eyelid comes down more. Now, who knows if this was seen by... that's the thing with sketch artists, man. I can't believe how much detail they can get into a picture just by someone speaking of it. And, I mean, there have been pictures from sketch artists, and this is a gift that was just similar to that person, let alone close enough to be that person. But let alone, let's go back to the Delphi murders. Neither sketch made matched the description of the new man they have now, Mr. Allen. And there's still nothing coming up on that guy besides he got moved in jail. But as you can see, the lid is bigger than the other lid. Now, whether he had a lazy eye or something wrong with his eye, or hell, even pink eye. I mean, that right there is a big, piece of evidence that is crucial. Because to find someone with that type of eye, and if it was deformity at birth, would be the perfect piece to put into the puzzle to catch that person. But as we looked at this goon, Mr. Goonball, we'll call him, his eye does not do that. Whether or not he got that person on the sketch at the time got punched in the eye, had some kind of illness, or some infection in the eye. Whoever caught that, right, found that description very good. Now the parting of the hair. As we say, it's going to the left, but, yep. And now you look at this goon, Mr. Goonbags here. He does got, if that was to grow in, that parting to the left side of his head. Going to the left. That right there, that's something I seen in the Delphi murders screenshot of the video or picture from, one of the girls' phone, that everybody enhanced that photo to ruin it. But in the original, it does look like a part in the hair. A lot of people call it a hat. I see a friggin' hairline in that head, scalp. And hairlines are another, point of interest that you need to really look at while analyzing a sketch or a face. I mean, other than that, the nose is about the same. The over the upper lip seems to be the same. But the lips are different because he does not have no point. I mean, a little point, but not as big as this one. So someone could have seen that, but made it more, pointier than what they seen. But if you look closely, I mean, his lips are pretty much flat. Even the bottom lip's like pouted and stuck out. But other than that, the chin looks, everything else to me, right, looks very perfect. To be in, except for the eye and the lips. I forgot about that eye. Yeah, that eye, I was saying only the thing that was different was the lips, but that eye too, man. Something at that time, and how but this guy also, man, has pictures of him with a full beard. But this is the closest I could get of this individual to match this. Everything else, man, he is way different than the sketch, but clean shaved. That's another thing, man. When a killer does something and they're clean shaved or full beard, or, there's a lot of features that get changed with that, and it sucks because, right, if you don't have a good description, or let alone have a good description, and facial hair grows in, then, or is shaved, vice versa, that takes a lot out of the sketch that's originally made. But could it be him? Most rightfully could. He was in a lot of places. I did read briefly of him. He did do what this serial killer liked to do, was stab a lot. And the other guy that was mentioned didn't. But I did do an analyze of that other guy's face, and it did not match up to him either. So I did rule him out, even though the person, now that I'm thinking, gave me that information. It could have been possible. But the other guy supposedly kept trophies, and I don't think this one did. So that's what made it different, because every time the other serial killer, not the one we're looking at, would kill, his apartment, and this was mentioned in the message to me, that everything he killed someone, he had a bit of piece of him. Whether it was an ID, jewelry, purse, this guy did not have that. So you take 2 and 2, where one likes to keep his trophies, the other one just likes to kill and, dispose of everything. That makes it very crucial and very important before you start pointing the finger at someone. But DNA, man, doesn't lie. And I would expect and would have expected, it should have been expected, that any type of DNA from a serial killer, I think, should be kept. Doesn't matter if they can't, use it. They gotta have a way of using it and checking every piece that comes up for any body found. If they can do a DNA test and figure it out that way, that's why everybody's DNA should be kept. End of story. So with that being said, I want to thank the person. I hope they stick around. They said they were on a few years ago and came back, but hopefully they stick around. I highly appreciate the fan base, because without the fans, of course, there is no band. I love to use that technique of method is right, because I'm a huge music fan. But anyways, until the next video, everyone be safe, take care, and always beware. Always keep your guard up. You gotta be always eyes bogging out of your head. Because I'll tell you something, man, it's a sick world, and it's been a sick world. There's so much stuff out there of mystery, murder, and death, missing. Sometimes it does get scary to even look into time on that stuff, man, because it is just brutal. That's why I say, man, that's why I've always kept my eyes open. I always, still to this day, always watch my back, always keep eye on my surroundings, because it's people like these people that made me the way I am. Always on alert. Just, man, that'd be the day someone sneak up on me and try and take my life, man. No way. Not happening. I will tear your eyes out if you try that shit with me. Kill or be killed, people. it sucks to say, especially the way the world's going today, man. All these mass shootings, people just losing their minds. You just got to be aware of your surroundings and be prepared. Can't say it enough, but I'll say it 1,000,000 times until I'm dead. Beware, folks. Be safe. Out.